My child, I know the exact moment your eyes opened. I know the way the house sounds at 3 a.m., how the air feels still, how the hallway looks unfamiliar in the dark, how the quiet can feel louder than the day. I know how your mind tries to start running before your body even sits up. And I know how your heart can feel tender in a way you can't explain. You reach for a reason. You reach for your phone. You reach for an answer because you thought waking up meant something was wrong. But listen to me slowly. This is not punishment. This is not fear winning. This is not the enemy having the final word over your night. This is an invitation, and I am the one who invited you. You did not wake up at 3 a.m. by accident. You did not stumble into this hour randomly. I woke you because I am near, and I am drawing you close on purpose. There are moments I do not shout, because I do not need to compete with noise. There are moments I do not push, because I am not trying to force you. I simply call you into stillness, and I meet you there. This hour is a doorway where worry loses its volume, and my voice becomes clearer. When the world goes quiet, you can hear me louder. When the lights are off and the distractions are gone, you can feel what you ignored all day. And I did not bring you into this moment to leave you alone in it. I brought you here because I am already here. I know what tried to follow you into bed. I know the thoughts you tried to silence with exhaustion. I know the questions that waited until you lay down to rise up again. You've been carrying concern for your family, and you keep replaying conversations, trying to make sure everyone is okay, trying to fix what you cannot control. You've been staring at finances that don't yet match the responsibility on your shoulders. And you've been doing math in your mind at midnight like numbers can become peace. You've been monitoring your health, feeling sensations and wondering what they mean, and you've been battling the fear of what if more than the reality of what is. You've been thinking about relationships, what was said, what wasn't said, what changed, what ended, what you miss, what you regret, what you hoped would be different. You've been asking about purpose, about direction, about timing, why it's taking so long, why the door hasn't opened, why it feels like you are ready, but the season keeps saying wait, and you don't need to be ashamed of the weight you feel. I am not offended by your questions. I am not threatened by your tears. I am not disappointed in you for being human in the middle of pressure. I see you, and I am speaking to you. This awakening is not a sign that everything is falling apart. It is a sign that I am inviting you into peace before the breakthrough becomes visible. I am teaching you that my comfort is not the reward after the battle. My peace is the covering in the battle. I am showing you that you do not have to wait until you understand everything to be held by me. You have been trained by life to think that silence means abandonment, that delay means denial, that waking up means something is wrong. But I am rewriting what you think the night means. I am rewriting what you think this hour means. I am telling you, plainly and gently, I am close, and you are safe. At 3 a.m., your spirit is listening in ways your schedule won't allow in the daylight. In the daytime, you push through, you produce, you manage, you smile when you're tired, you answer when you're empty. You keep moving because you think stopping will make everything collapse. But in the night, the mask slips. The heart speaks honestly. The soul admits what it has been holding. And I do not despise that place in you. I meet you there. I meet you in the quiet room, in the dim light, in the heavy chest, in the thoughts you couldn't shut off, in the ache you never posted about, in the prayer you didn't know how to say. I am not far from you at 3 a.m. I am not watching you struggle from a distance. I am nearer than your next breath. You thought you woke up because anxiety is strong, but I tell you, my child, I woke you because my presence is nearer than your anxiety. I woke you because I am interrupting the spiral before it swallows you. I woke you because you have been trying to carry tomorrow on your back, and I am calling you back into today, back into me, back into the safety of my hands. I woke you because you have been interpreting delay as danger, and I am showing you that timing is not your enemy. I woke you because you have been asking for signs, and I am telling you, this moment is a sign. This quiet is holy. This stillness is not empty. It is filled with me. So do not rush to label this hour as a problem to solve. Do not punish yourself with thoughts like, what is wrong with me? Do not let fear preach a sermon in the dark and call it wisdom. Let me speak to you. Let me be the one who names what is happening. I am calling you away from the noise that has trained you to panic, and I am calling you into the place where you remember who I am. In this hour, I am not demanding performance. I am not asking you to figure it all out. I am asking you to come close. I am asking you to breathe. I am asking you to let your shoulders drop, to let your jaw unclench, to let your thoughts slow down enough to recognize that I am here. My child, this is sacred timing, not because the clock is magic, but because I am intentional. I know how to meet you when you are most honest. I know how to find you when you have no strength left to pretend. I know how to speak when you cannot drown me out with activity. And I know how to wrap you in peace before you ever see the answer. You are not being tormented. You are being summoned, summoned into rest, summoned into clarity, summoned into trust, summoned into my nearness. You woke up at 3 a.m. because I am close, because I am calling your name in the quiet, and because I am preparing you to receive peace now, even before you see the way open in front of you. Now, my child, I want you to hear my word as an anchor in this hour, not as a decoration for your pain. I am not giving you a religious sentence to repeat while your mind keeps running. I am giving you a doorway into rest. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God, and I need you to understand me." This is not a suggestion for strong people who have everything figured out. This is an invitation for the weary. This is a command filled with tenderness. This is me pulling you out of the current before it carries you into panic. Be still not because your problems are small, but because I am God. Be still not because you have answers, but because I am the one who holds them. Be still not because you can control the night, but because I am already ruling over what you cannot see. Anxiety tries to preach at 3 a.m. It tries to prophesy in the dark. It takes one unfinished conversation and turns it into abandonment. It takes one bill and turns it into collapse. It takes one symptom and turns it into catastrophe. It takes one delay and turns it into never. It speaks in worst-case scenarios, and it speaks with urgency, as if fear is wisdom and panic is preparation. It tells you, if you don't figure it out right now, everything will fall apart. It tells you, if you don't replay it again, you will miss the moment you should have fixed it. It tells you, if you don't carry it, no one will. But I am not the author of confusion, and I am not the God of frantic striving. I am certain, even when you feel uncertain. I am sovereign, even when your thoughts feel scattered. I am steady, even when your emotions feel loud. And I am speaking louder than your fear, even if your fear has been speaking longer. So let my peace interrupt your spiral. Let my presence cut through the noise. Let my word have the final say in your body, in your mind, in your breathing, in your heart. Because stillness is not you pretending it doesn't hurt. Stillness is you choosing to stop agreeing with the storm. Stillness is you stepping out of the argument in your head and stepping into the truth of who I am. Stillness is the doorway where peace enters before answers appear. You have been demanding evidence before you rest, but I am teaching you to rest because I am with you. You have been waiting for the situation to change before you breathe, but I am telling you to breathe because I have not changed. I am the same in the night as I am in the morning. I am the same when you feel strong and when you feel fragile. And I do not lose control because you woke up. Now, I want you to do something simple, holy, and practical with me. You don't have to perform. You don't have to prove you're faithful by being tense. Come closer in this moment. Unclench your jaw. Yes, that tight place you didn't even notice, release it. Let your tongue rest. Relax your shoulders. You have been carrying tomorrow like it belongs to you. Open your hands if you need to, because your body has been gripping what your spirit was never meant to hold. Let your forehead soften. Let your stomach loosen. And now slow your breathing. Inhale without rushing. Exhale without forcing. Again, inhale, exhale. You are not trying to empty your mind by your own strength. You are making room for me. When you calm your body, your spirit can hear again. When you stop bracing for impact, you can recognize my covering. When you let the noise settle, you remember what has always been true. I am God. Listen, my child. I am not asking you to deny the pressure. I am asking you to place it in my hands. I am not asking you to pretend you're okay. I am asking you to stop letting fear lead you. Because fear will always demand a plan at midnight, but I am your shepherd, and I do not guide you by panic. I guide you by peace. I lead you beside still waters, and sometimes the still waters begin inside you before they appear around you. This is why I called you into this hour. Not to torture you with thoughts, but to teach you how to come under my rest. Not to make you obsess over what you cannot fix, but to show you what happens when you stop fighting the night and start abiding in me. And I know you want to rush into questions. I know you want to bring me the list, what happened, what didn't happen, what they said, what you feared, what you lost, what you need by tomorrow. I know you want me to move immediately, to explain immediately, to resolve immediately. But hear me clearly and let this settle into you like oil on troubled waters. Before you ask me to change the situation, let me steady your heart. Before you ask for the open door, let me quiet the pounding in your chest. Before you ask for the breakthrough, let me break the agreement you made with anxiety. Before you ask for clarity, let me give you calm. Because when your heart is steady, you will discern my voice more clearly. When your spirit is quiet, you will feel my direction more surely. When you stop spinning, you will notice I am already holding you. So be still and know that I am God over your timeline. Know that I am God over your home. Know that I am God over your body, your mind, your future, your unanswered questions, your unfinished prayers. Know that I am not intimidated by what you're facing. Know that the night is not stronger than my light. Know that I can work while you rest, and I can speak while you breathe, and I can comfort you while nothing around you has changed yet. This is how peace enters. This is how you return to center. This is how you remember you are not alone in this room, and you are not alone in this hour. I am here, and my peace is here, and you are safe enough to be still. Now, my child, in this quiet that has settled over you, I am not asking you to sit in silence like someone abandoned. I am inviting you to speak to me like someone loved. Because stillness is not the end of the moment, it is the beginning of communion. You have calmed your breathing, you have loosened your grip, you have stopped letting fear run the conversation, and now I want you to understand this. I did not bring you into this hour to watch you wrestle alone. I brought you into this hour so you could pour out what you have been holding in, and feel what it is like to be heard by the God who never sleeps. My word already gave you permission for this night. Lamentations 2:19 says, "Arise, cry out in the night, pour out your heart like water before the Lord." Do you hear the tenderness inside that instruction? Arise not into striving, not into panic, not into another attempt to fix everything in your own strength. Arise into prayer. Cry out not because I am far and you must shout to reach me, but because you have carried too much in your chest, and I am opening a holy place for release. Pour out your heart like water without editing, without performing, without pretending you are fine. Water does not negotiate how it falls, it simply pours. And I am telling you, at 3 a.m., let it pour, let the truth come out, let the ache come out, let the questions come out, let the grief come out, because you are not talking into the ceiling. You are speaking before the Lord, and I am here. You have wondered if your prayer counts when your voice is quiet and your faith feels tired. You have wondered if I hear you when you don't have elegant words, when all you have is a shaking breath, when your mind is foggy, when your heart is heavy. But I am not moved by volume, I am moved by sincerity. I understand every tear that you could not explain. I understand every sigh you released when you finally got into bed and realized you were still carrying the day. I understand the prayer you tried to pray earlier but couldn't finish because you had to be strong for everyone else. And I tell you this with gentle authority. Every tear is counted, every groan is understood, every whisper is received. I am not distant at this hour. I am not irritated by your need. I am not impatient with your process. I am near to the brokenhearted, and I am close to the weary, and I am attentive to the one who feels like they have been forgotten. So bring me what you hide from people. Bring me the quiet grief you keep swallowing because you don't want to burden anyone. The grief that comes in waves when the house is finally silent. The grief that visits you when you remember what used to be, who used to be here, what you thought life would look like by now. Bring me the unanswered messages, the text that never came back, the call you hoped would happen, the apology you deserved but never received, the silence that made you question your worth. Bring me the medical uncertainty, the test you're waiting on, the symptoms you keep monitoring, the ache that makes you afraid of what tomorrow might reveal, the fatigue you keep pushing through because you don't have time to slow down. Bring me the job pressure, the deadlines, the performance, the fear of layoffs, the responsibility that feels heavier than your strength, the sense that you're giving your best and still being overlooked. Bring me the loneliness you try to laugh away in the daylight, the empty side of the bed, the quiet kitchen, the feeling of being surrounded by people and still not being known. Bring me the regret you replay at night, the words you wish you could take back, the choice you wish you had made differently, the season you wish you could redo, the shame that tries to keep you stuck in yesterday. Bring me the fear of tomorrow, the bills, the decisions, the conversations, the uncertain future, the weight of what if that tries to steal your rest before the sun even rises. Do not clean it up before you bring it to me. Do not try to sound strong when you feel weak. Do not spiritualize the wound instead of letting me touch it. This is why I woke you. This is why I quieted you. This is why I drew you into sacred stillness, so you could finally tell me the truth without rushing, without being interrupted, without being judged, without being hurried by the world. And I am telling you, your honesty is not dangerous in my presence. Your questions do not offend me. Your tears do not scare me. Your vulnerability does not disqualify you. It invites my comfort. It invites my guidance. It invites my peace to settle deeper than your thoughts. Because this moment is not a lonely moment. It is a holy appointment. You did not wake up to drown in worry. You woke up to be held by me while you pour out what you cannot carry. And as you pour, I will not stand at a distance with crossed arms. I will draw close. I will steady you. I will remind you who you are. I will remind you who I am. I will separate the voice of fear from the voice of truth. I will put language to what you could not name. I will give you peace that does not depend on everything being resolved right now. I will be your portion in the night, your shelter in the waiting, your covering in the unknown. So pray, my child. If all you can say is, help me, say it. If all you can say is, I'm tired, say it. If all you can say is, I don't understand, say it. If all you can do is sit there with tears, let them fall. Pour out your heart like water before me. Let your soul stop pretending. Let your spirit breathe again. And as you do, I am already receiving you, already listening, already answering in ways you cannot yet measure, already making this hour holy with my presence. And listen closely, because what happens next matters. Do not step away from this moment halfway through. Do not let distraction steal the tenderness I am building in you right now. Stay with me. Agree with me. Let your heart open fully to receive what I am speaking, because agreement is not a small thing in the spirit. When you choose to receive my word, when you choose to stand with me in this hour, you are not just filling the silence, you are aligning your soul with what I am already doing. So in the next breath, as you pray and as you listen, give me your yes. Give me your agreement. Do not walk away mid-miracle. Now, my child, stay with me. Do not let this moment slip out of your hands like water you were finally allowed to drink. Do not leave halfway. Let me finish what I am speaking. I know how your mind tries to wander, how you reach for the next distraction, how you tell yourself you'll come back later, how you think, I got what I needed, and you move on too quickly. But I am telling you, gently and clearly, remain here, because this word is building something in you. This prayer is not a single sentence. It is a covering. This is not just comfort for your emotions. It is alignment for your spirit. And if you will stay, if you will let me complete what I began in this hour, you will feel the shift not only in your thoughts, but in your body, in your breath, in your inner world that has been tense for too long. Agreement is not small in the spirit. When you agree with my peace, you are refusing to agree with panic. When you agree with my word, you are breaking your partnership with fear. When you agree with what I am doing in the unseen, you are choosing to trust me before you see proof. And I know you have been trained by pain to hesitate, trained by disappointment to guard your heart, trained by delays to expect silence. But I am not asking you to guard your heart from me. I am asking you to open it to me. I am asking you to receive. I am asking you to stand with me, right here, right now, in this 3 a.m. hour, and let your yes become the doorway where rest enters and worry exits. So if this is speaking to your spirit in the middle of the night, I want you to mark it, not because I need a symbol, but because you do. Tap like as a quiet, I receive. Let it be a small, holy action that says, I choose peace over panic. I choose stillness over spiraling. I choose to believe that I am not alone in this room. Sometimes faith does not start with a shout. It starts with a simple decision, a simple touch, A simple act of agreement that interrupts the old pattern and declares, "This night will not own me. Fear will not preach to me. I will receive what God is speaking." And do not fight these nights alone anymore. Subscribe, my child, and let this become part of your prayer routine. Let it be one more way I remind you, again and again, that I am near, that I am steady, that I am present in the hours when the world is quiet and your thoughts try to get loud. You have tried to carry the night by yourself. You have tried to be strong with no support. You have tried to calm your mind with your own strength, and you have grown tired from wrestling in isolation. But I am building a rhythm of refuge for you. I am giving you a place to return to when your heart needs to be reminded. I am surrounding you with words that lead you back to me. And I am telling you, you do not have to be alone in the midnight watch. I will meet you here, and I will meet you again, and I will keep meeting you until rest becomes familiar and peace becomes your portion. And now, I want your agreement to have a voice. Comment this declaration and let it come out of your mouth, even if your feelings have been arguing with it. God is already making a way for me. Write it as a stake in the ground. Write it as a refusal to interpret silence as absence. Write it as a protest against every lie that told you nothing is happening. Write it as a holy alignment with what I am doing behind the scenes. God is already making a way for me. Yes, before you see the road, before the door opens, before the call comes in, before the confirmation arrives, before the timing makes sense, I am already making a way for you. And as you type it, as you say it under your breath, let your spirit take its rightful posture, not slumped under worry, not bowed to anxiety, not braced for disaster, but lifted in trust. Because agreement activates attention. Agreement keeps your heart in the room long enough for healing to settle. Agreement keeps you from walking away mid-miracle. Agreement holds the line when your emotions fluctuate. Agreement says, I will not let the night rewrite what God promised. I will not let fear rename what God called. I will not let delay convince me that I have been denied. Agreement says, I receive this word fully. I receive this peace deeply. I receive this moment as sacred. So stay. Stay through the full prayer. Stay through the full word. Stay until the storm in your chest settles, and the weight in your mind loosens, and the tightness in your body releases. Stay, because I am not only calming you, I am shaping you. I am teaching you how to return to me quickly. I am teaching you how to respond to 3 a.m. not with dread, but with trust. And I am telling you, my child, I will finish what I am speaking over you tonight. I will finish what I started in you. I will not abandon you in the middle. I will not bring you this far to leave you here. Stand with me, receive this word, and let your agreement become the beginning of your rest. Now, my child, since you have stayed, since you have agreed, since you have opened your heart instead of closing it in self-protection, hear me clearly, in the quiet where fear used to be loud. I am already making a way for you before you have the evidence. Before the email comes, before the phone rings, before the door opens, before the answer shows up in your hands, before you can point to a single visible change and say, now I can breathe. I am already making a way for you, and the unseen is not empty. The unseen is where I work first. Because you keep looking at what you can see, and what you can see is stillness. What you can see is delay. What you can see is a closed door, a not yet, a timeline that feels like it is mocking you, a situation that hasn't moved, a person that hasn't changed, a promise that feels quiet. What you can see is the same room, the same ceiling, the same bills, the same responsibilities, the same unanswered question that followed you into the night. And I know how your mind tries to build a conclusion out of what your eyes can measure. I know how you start to say, nothing is happening, simply because nothing is visible yet. But I am telling you, my child, do not confuse stillness with absence. Do not confuse silence with neglect. Do not confuse delay with denial. What you call nothing, I call preparation. What you call waiting, I call building. What you call stuck, I call covered. I am already opening doors you cannot see yet. I am already moving obstacles you have not even reached yet. I am already aligning help you do not know has been assigned to you. I am already softening hearts you thought would never change. I am already shifting schedules, arranging timing, setting meetings, creating opportunities, and positioning you where you will be at the exact moment you need to be there. I am already protecting you from what you cannot discern. I am already rerouting you away from traps that looked like shortcuts. I am already withholding what would have wounded you, not because I am withholding good, but because I am guarding your peace. I am already making a way for you quietly, carefully, precisely, so that when it appears in the scene, it will not destroy you, it will not drain you, it will not take you out of alignment with me. And I need you to understand this part. The way does not begin when you see it. The way begins when I speak it. The way begins when I decide it. The way begins in my hands long before it ever reaches yours. You have been standing at the edge of what you know, staring into what you cannot predict, and your thoughts have been trying to build a bridge out of anxiety. But anxiety cannot build what only obedience can walk on. Fear cannot construct what faith is meant to step into. So I am building the road in the unseen, plank by plank, step by step, layer by layer. While you are tempted to assume you are being forgotten, you are not forgotten. You are being prepared, and the path is being prepared for you. There are pieces you could not move even if I explained them to you. There are connections you could not manufacture without compromising yourself. There are delays you could not avoid without entering rooms you were never meant to enter. There are doors you begged me to open that would have cost you your sleep, your joy, your purity, your stability, your identity, your family, your future. And you would have called it progress because it looked like motion. But I call it mercy, that I did not let you run ahead of my timing. You wanted it fast because you were tired. You wanted it now because you were weary. You wanted it immediately because you were afraid. But I am not just trying to get you there. I am trying to get you there whole. I am not just giving you a breakthrough. I am giving you a breakthrough that you can sustain. I am not just opening a door. I am opening the right door, in the right season, with the right covering, so you do not have to bleed just to prove you arrived. So hear me. What feels late to you is not late to me. What feels like it is taking too long is not behind in my hands. I am not racing the clock. I am ruling over it. I am not pressured by the countdown that is pressuring you. I do not measure your life by panic and deadlines. I measure it by purpose and alignment. There is a timing that protects your destiny, and there is a pace that preserves your peace. And sometimes I will let it look quiet on the outside because I am doing deep work underneath. Seeds do not make noise in the soil, but they are not inactive. Roots do not announce themselves, but they are growing. And the foundation I am laying in you and for you is more important than the applause of quick results. You have asked me for a sign that I am doing something. My child, the peace I am giving you right now is a sign. The calm that is entering your chest while nothing has changed around you is a sign. The fact that you are still here, still breathing, still holding on, still choosing to trust me in the night, this is a sign that I have sustained you. And I am sustaining you because I am bringing you into something real, not a fantasy, not a temporary high. Not a door that looks good for a month and then collapses. Something steady, something clean, something that will match the prayer you cried when nobody heard you. Something that will answer the ache you carried in silence. Something that will make you look back and realize that what you called delay was me keeping you from arriving too early to a place that wasn't ready to receive you yet. So stop punishing yourself for not seeing the road. You were never meant to see the whole path at once. You were meant to trust the one who holds it. I will give you light for the next step, and then light for the next. I will give you clarity when clarity is safe for you. I will give you revelation when revelation will not overwhelm you. Because if I showed you everything at once, you would try to control it, and what I am giving you cannot be controlled. It must be received. It must be walked out with me. It must be stewarded with prayer, with humility, with patience, with listening, with obedience. So in this 3 a.m. hour, let this be settled in your spirit like a deep, unshakable truth. I am already making a way for you, already opening doors, already moving obstacles, already aligning help, already arranging timing, already softening hearts, already releasing provision, already protecting you from what you can't discern. And you will not have to force what I have ordained. You will not have to beg for what I have appointed. You will not have to manipulate what I am already setting in place. Your job in this moment is not to strive in the dark. Your job is to rest in my hands, to stay in agreement, and to let peace be your posture while I build the path you will soon walk on. And when you cannot see it yet, speak it anyway. When your feelings argue, agree with me anyway. When the night tries to make you doubt, remember what I have said. I am already making a way for you, even before you see the road. And now, I need you to let this settle, because this is where many of my children start to suffer unnecessarily. You thought my silence meant I said no. You thought because you could not see movement, because you could not feel an answer, because the calendar kept turning and the situation stayed the same, that I had changed my mind about you. You started to interpret quiet as rejection. You started to interpret waiting as punishment. You started to tell yourself, if God wanted it for me, it would have happened by now. But listen to me, my child, silence is not absence. Quiet is not abandonment. Delay is not denial. I have not forgotten what I promised you. I have not overlooked the prayer you whispered when you were trying not to wake anyone up. I have not misplaced your name among the millions of cries rising from the earth. I have been near the whole time, near when you were strong in the day and trembling in the night, near when you smiled for people and then broke down in private, near when you tried to be patient and then felt your hope slipping. I was near even when you could not feel me, because my presence is not dependent on your emotions, and my faithfulness is not measured by your timeline. A promise delayed is not a promise denied. I need you to hear that again, not as a phrase, but as a foundation. A promise delayed is not a promise denied. Because you keep thinking that time is working against you, when I am telling you time is working for you. You keep thinking the waiting is wasting you, when I am telling you the waiting is shielding you. You keep thinking the delay is proof that you missed it, when I am telling you the delay is proof that I am guarding it. Because the right blessing at the wrong time becomes a burden. The right opportunity too early becomes pressure you were never meant to carry. The right door before you are ready becomes a trap, not because the door was evil, but because you would have walked in without the wisdom to discern, without the strength to sustain, without the healing to remain whole, without the boundaries to stay free. And I love you too much to give you something that will break you just to prove that I can. I am not interested in impressing you with speed. I am interested in establishing you with stability. There are things you asked for that I could have released quickly, but if I had released them quickly, you would have called it a miracle and then quietly bled trying to maintain it. You would have called it favor and then lost your peace trying to keep it. You would have celebrated the open door and then discovered, too late, that your soul was not ready for the room you entered. My child, I do not just give gifts, I give covering. I do not just open doors, I prepare hearts. I do not just shift circumstances, I build foundations. And the foundation I am building in you during the delay is what will keep you from collapsing when the promise becomes visible. So do not despise the season where you cannot see it yet. Do not curse the ground because it looks like nothing is happening. You have been looking at your life and calling it buried, and you assumed buried meant dead. But I am telling you, buried does not mean dead. Buried means planted. Buried means protected. Buried means positioned for growth that does not need permission from the surface to begin. Seeds do not sprout because the world applauds. They sprout because I designed life to rise in hidden places. And while you were counting days, I was growing roots. While you were asking, where is it? I was strengthening what will carry it. While you were wondering, did I miss my moment? I was arranging moments you could not have scheduled. Because there is a work I do beneath the surface that your eyes cannot measure, but your future will thank me for it. Roots grow in darkness, my child. Foundations are laid where nobody sees. And the unseen work is not lesser work, it is the work that makes the visible stable. You thought the delay meant I did not care, but the delay was often the shelter that kept your destiny safe until you were ready. It kept you from arriving too early, when your discernment was still being sharpened. It kept you from attaching yourself to what looked like provision, but would have drained you. It kept you from settling for a counterfeit simply because you were tired of waiting for the real thing. It kept you from building a life with people who would not honor your heart. It kept you from making a permanent decision in a temporary emotion. It kept you from stepping into a season you begged for, but could not yet sustain. And I know, in the waiting, you questioned yourself. You replayed conversations. You overanalyzed details. You wondered if you prayed wrong, believed wrong, missed a step, disappointed me. You looked at others and felt like they were moving while you were stuck. But I was not punishing you with delay. I was preparing you through it. I was not withholding to hurt you. I was withholding to protect you. I was not ignoring you. I was guiding you in a way that would not destroy you. So breathe in this truth. What I have for you will not be lost because of time. What I have spoken over you cannot be cancelled by a quiet season. What I have ordained does not expire because the night was long. I am not fragile. My word is not fragile. My plans are not fragile. And the delay you have been resisting has been part of my mercy that keeps you from wrong hands, wrong rooms, wrong timing, wrong attachments, wrong shortcuts that would have cost you more than you could see. And now, since you are here with me at 3 a.m., since your heart is open and your spirit is listening, let me take you a little deeper. Let me show you what I was protecting you from while you waited. Let me show you what you would have walked into if I had answered it the first time you asked. Let me show you the trap that looked like an opportunity. Let me show you the door that looked like progress, but would have stolen your peace. Let me show you the storm that was forming down the road that I quietly rerouted you away from. Because one day you will not only be grateful that I answered, you will be grateful that I delayed. So do not panic, because it has taken longer than you expected. Do not call it dead because it is hidden. Do not call it over because you cannot see the proof yet. Stay close, my child. Stay soft. Stay faithful. The seed is not dead. The promise is not canceled. The waiting is not wasted. And what I am doing in you right now is not just preparing you to receive. It is preparing you to keep it, to steward it, to enjoy it, and to rest in it without fear. Now let your heart come into agreement with this. I have not said no. I have said, not yet, because I love you. And I am about to show you how much I have been covering you, how much I have been shielding you, how much I have been guarding your destiny in the very places you thought I was silent. You thought I closed that door because you were unworthy. You thought it shut because you were not enough, because you did something wrong, because you missed a step, because you were late, because you were overlooked, because you were the one person I did not choose. And I know how that felt in your chest when you realized it was over. I know the ache of the almost. I know the pain of the message that never came back. I know the silence after you were so sure it would work. I know the way you replayed the interview, the conversation, the meeting, the application, the audition, the proposal, the relationship, the plan, trying to find the exact moment where you think you lost it. And I saw you, my child, when you smiled for everyone and then cried where no one could hear you. I saw you when you said, "It's fine," but your heart was not fine. I saw you when you tried to be spiritual about it, tried to be mature about it, tried to bless what broke you, but inside you were asking, why would God let this happen if He loves me? Hear me clearly. You mistook protection for rejection. You called it loss, but I called it mercy. You called it an ending, but I called it a rescue. Because not every open path leads to peace. Not every yes would have been love. Not every opportunity that looks like elevation would have carried my presence. Not every relationship that feels exciting is assigned. Not every door that swings wide is safe to walk through. There are rooms full of applause that would have emptied you in private. There are connections that would have celebrated your gift and quietly tried to control your soul. There are offers that would have increased your income and decreased your integrity. There are invitations that would have placed you in environments where your faith would shrink, where your prayer life would dry up, where your discernment would dull, where you would slowly become someone you do not recognize just to keep a seat at a table I never told you to chase. I did not close that door to punish you. I closed it because I could see what you could not see. I could see the motives behind the smile. I could see the price hidden inside the contract. I could see the trap inside the compliment. I could see the addiction you would have normalized just to keep the peace. I could see the manipulation you would have called love because you were tired of being alone. I could see the cycle you would have repeated because it felt familiar, even though it would have broken you again. I could see how you would have poured and poured into someone who only came to drink, never to build. I could see how you would have stayed loyal to a connection that was slowly draining you, draining your energy, draining your joy, draining your confidence, draining your sleep until you were empty and calling it commitment. Some of the things you begged me for were wearing a disguise. They looked like answered prayer, but they were not aligned with your future. They looked like favor, but they would have required you to compromise. They looked like a shortcut, but they would have cost you years. They looked like a dream, but they were built on unstable ground. And because you could not see what was beneath it, you thought the closed door meant I did not want you. But I am telling you the truth in this 3 a.m. stillness. I wanted you too much to let you be mishandled. I loved you too deeply to let you be consumed by what you were calling next. There are people you called my person, that would have turned your heart into a battlefield. There are friendships you tried to revive that would have kept you small. There are groups you tried to fit into that would have required you to perform, to pretend, to shrink your convictions just to belong. There are opportunities you cried over that would have placed you under leaders who do not cover, who only use. There are doors you thought were your breakthrough that would have turned into a constant striving, always proving, always chasing, always afraid of losing what you never had peace in the first place. My child, I do not measure blessing by access. I measure blessing by peace. I do not measure doors by how quickly they open. I measure doors by what you become when you live inside them. If the door requires you to abandon your joy, if the door requires you to silence your prayer, if the door requires you to ignore my voice, if the door requires you to trade your purity for acceptance, if the door requires you to stay anxious just to stay chosen, then that door is not my gift. Even if it looks good on the outside, not every open path leads to peace, and I am not calling you to a life that looks impressive but feels heavy. And I know you have been carrying the question, why did it end right when I was getting hopeful? Because I was interrupting what would have interrupted you. I was stopping what would have stopped you. I was closing what would have closed you in. I was removing what your emotions still wanted to hold, because your emotions could not see the cliff ahead. Some losses were actually rescue missions disguised as disappointment. Some rejections were actually redirections. Some endings were actually escape routes. Some missed chances were actually me saving you from a yes that would have turned into a slow grief. So now, in this quiet hour where your heart can finally hear me without the noise of the day, I am asking you for something holy and simple. Release what I removed. Release it. Not because it didn't matter. Not because it didn't hurt. Not because you're pretending it was nothing. Release it because it cannot go where I am taking you. Release it because I am not asking you to drag an old door behind you while I am opening a new one ahead of you. Release it because when you keep clutching what I closed, your hands are no longer free to receive what I am sending. You have been holding on to memories, holding on to explanations, holding on to the need to be chosen, holding on to the urge to prove them wrong, holding on to the fantasy that if it reopened, you would finally feel healed. But I am telling you, my child, healing will not come from reopening what I closed. Peace will not come from returning to what I rescued you from. Your vindication is not in going back. Your vindication is in becoming whole. So loosen your grip. Let the tears fall if they need to fall, but do not chain your future to what I already shut in mercy. I am not taking from you to leave you empty. I am clearing space. I am creating room. I am making sure that what comes next does not have to compete with what should have ended. I am freeing your heart from the draining connection. I am freeing your mind from the counterfeit opportunity. I am freeing your life from the environment that would have shrunk your faith. I am freeing you so you can recognize the door that comes with peace, the relationship that comes with honor, the opportunity that comes with alignment, the next step that does not require you to betray yourself. And I know you wanted an apology. I know you wanted closure. I know you wanted them to understand. But hear me, you do not need their permission to move forward. You do not need their agreement to be at peace. You do not need their validation to be chosen by me. I close the door, and when I close a door, I am not confused. I am not uncertain. I am not guessing. I am protecting you with precision. So breathe, my child. The sting you felt was not proof you were rejected. It was proof you were being redirected. The door did not close because you were unlovable. It closed because I love you. And as you release what I removed, you will feel it. Your shoulders will drop. Your chest will loosen. Your mind will quiet because surrender is not losing. Surrender is being made ready. Your hands are becoming free. Your heart is becoming light. Your path is becoming clear. And what I am sending will not need you to beg. It will not need you to chase. It will come with the witness of peace. And you will know this is what mercy was making room for. And now, my child, since you are loosening your grip, since you are letting what I removed fall out of your hands, I need you to understand something that will settle your nervous system and silence the lie that nothing is happening while you slept. I was rearranging what you couldn't reach, while you were lying there staring into the dark, while your thoughts were trying to solve tomorrow with midnight strength, while you were turning the same questions over and over until they felt heavier. I was moving in places you do not have access to. behind the scenes, beneath the surface, in hidden places where nobody applauds, in rooms your name was spoken in when you were not present, in moments you could not schedule, in ways you could not force. You keep measuring progress by what your eyes can see, but I am telling you, there are shifts that happen long before the fruit appears. There are doors that unlock in the unseen, before the handle ever turns in the scene. There are answers that are released in the spirit before you ever receive them in your hands. And this is why I woke you at this hour, not to punish you with restlessness, but to invite you into peace, because I am already making a way for you, and I want your heart to stop interpreting silence as stagnation. Even now, I am touching details that overwhelm you when you try to carry them alone. I am moving through paperwork. I am moving through approvals. I am moving through files, through signatures, through policies, through timelines that seemed frozen. I am walking into offices you have never entered. I am speaking to decision makers you cannot reach. I am opening understanding where there was confusion. I am creating favor where you assumed there would only be resistance. I am already arranging the right conversation at the right time, the right email in the right inbox, the right yes in the right mouth, the right support in the right place. There are interviews you are nervous about, and you keep rehearsing your words as if your future depends on perfect performance, but I have already gone before you. I am already preparing the room. I am already aligning the atmosphere. I am already making your name sit with weight and with honor, where you feared it would be dismissed. There are medical reports you have been afraid to read, afraid to hear, afraid to receive, and I have not turned my face away from your body. I am already guiding hands. I am already granting wisdom. I am already releasing clarity. I am already strengthening what is weak. I am already bringing healing into places you have silently endured. There are legal matters, paperwork you don't understand, processes that feel slow, and you are tempted to panic because it feels like it is out of your control, but it is not out of mine. I am already moving through what you cannot expedite. I am already exposing what needs to be exposed. I am already protecting what needs to be protected. I am already making sure you are not taken advantage of, not overlooked, not trapped by fine print you didn't know how to interpret. And yes, there are reconciliations you have longed for, conversations you thought would never happen, hearts you believed would stay hard, distance that felt permanent. I am not limited by pride. I am not intimidated by silence. I am already softening what you could not soften with effort. I am already bringing conviction where you could not bring humility. I am already restoring what is meant to be restored, and I am also giving you peace where something is not meant to return. Because I do not only bring people back, I bring you back to yourself. I bring you back to stability. I bring you back to dignity. I bring you back to the soundness of mind you thought you lost. And in the hidden places of your life, the places nobody sees, the places you don't post, the places you have tried to survive quietly, I am releasing new connections, not noisy connections, not draining connections, not counterfeit favor that costs you your peace. I am aligning relationships with clean hands and honest hearts. I am bringing helpers you didn't know to ask for. I am bringing wisdom through unexpected voices. I am bringing divine confirmation through small, precise moments that will make you pause and say, only God could have done that. I am putting your name in the right rooms, and I am keeping your heart out of rooms that would have required you to beg for a seat. And I am also doing something tender and powerful. I am planting ideas in you at night. I am giving you creative thoughts you didn't have yesterday. I am giving you solutions you couldn't reach with anxiety. I am giving you strategies that come with peace, not with striving. I am giving you the next step, not the whole staircase, because I am teaching you to walk with me, not ahead of me. Some of what you call waking up is not insomnia, it is insight. It is instruction. It is my presence hovering over the waters of your confusion, bringing order where your thoughts have been scattered. Now, my child, I need you to hear me clearly about the resistance you have been feeling. You have been sensing pressure, opposition, delay, strange interruptions, unusual fatigue, and you thought it meant you were losing ground. But I am telling you, sometimes resistance is not proof you are far, it is proof you are near a door. Sometimes the battle gets loud because the breakthrough is close. Sometimes the enemy fights what he fears, and he fears what I am about to release in your life. But do not be afraid of the warfare. Do not be intimidated by the pushback. My authority outranks every opposition. My word overrules every weapon. My hand is heavier than every hand that has tried to hold you back. I do not need you to fight in panic. I need you to stand in peace. Because you are not alone in the night. I am here, I am near, I am present. And while you were trying to hold everything together, I was pulling things into alignment. While you were questioning, I was confirming. While you were worried that you missed it, I was rerouting what needed rerouting. While you were exhausted, I was working without exhaustion. I do not sleep. I do not forget. I do not lose track of what I promised you. Heaven has been working beneath the surface of your life, and even when nothing looks different, I am already in motion for you. So let the striving fall off your shoulders. Let the need to control loosen from your hands. Let the obsession with the timeline quiet in your mind. You do not have to stay on high alert, as if you must protect yourself from everything. I am your covering. I am your shield. I am the one who goes before you and stands behind you. I am the one who opens what no man can shut and shuts what no man can open. I am the one who can move a mountain without announcing it to your fear first. I am the one who can change a verdict, shift a heart, heal a body, release provision, restore years, and make a way in the wilderness. And now, because you have been listening, because you have been softened in this 3 a.m. stillness, because your heart is finally quiet enough to receive without arguing, let me take you into the next thing your soul has needed. Now let me speak who you are in this hour. Not who your anxiety has named you, not who your past has labeled you, not who disappointment tried to reduce you to. Let me speak who you are while I am rearranging what you could not reach. Because when you know who you are, you stop interpreting every delay as danger, and you start resting in the certainty that I am already doing what only I can do. And now I call you by name in this hour, because I know what you have been afraid to say out loud. You wondered if I misplaced your name among the millions of prayers. You wondered if your cry was too small, if your story was too ordinary, if your need was too complicated, if you waited too long, if you failed too many times, if you should have been further by now for me to still pay attention. You wondered if heaven moved on to the ones who pray louder, the ones who look stronger, the ones who seem more sure. But listen to me, my child, your name has never been missing. Your tears have never been anonymous. Your nights have never been ignored. I did not wake you at 3 a.m. to leave you alone with your thoughts. I woke you because I am near, and I want you to feel the safety of being remembered. I know you. I know the date you marked in your heart and tried to act like it didn't matter. I know the moment you smiled and said, "I'm okay," and you weren't okay. I know the conversation you keep replaying, the one sentence they said that cut deeper than you expected, the tone, the pause, the way you drove home in silence trying to pretend it didn't touch you. I know the message you never sent. I know the apology you never received. I know the place in your mind where you keep returning, trying to rewrite what happened, trying to find a different ending, trying to convince yourself you should have known better. I know the fear that visits you when the room gets quiet. I know the questions you ask when nobody can interrupt you. I know the secret thought you have had. Maybe I'm not chosen. Maybe I'm not worth the trouble. And I am telling you in this sacred stillness, those thoughts are not my voice. That is not who you are. You are mine. You are not a number. You are not a forgotten prayer request. You are not a file in a drawer somewhere in the heavens. You are not overlooked because you had a hard season. You are not disqualified because you felt weak. You are not behind because others seem ahead. You are not late because the process took longer than your plan. You are not forgotten because the answer didn't come on your schedule. You are seen. You are held. You are being guided. Even when the guidance feels like quiet steps instead of loud miracles. I have watched over you in places you didn't know you needed covering. I have kept you in moments you didn't know were dangerous. I have carried you through days you don't even remember how you got through because you were operating on empty and still showing up. I remember. I remember the courage it took for you to keep going. I remember the faith you held onto with shaking hands. I remember the prayer you whispered that sounded more like a sigh than a sermon. I remember it, and I am not indifferent to it. And I need you to receive this. I do not just know what you need, I know how it feels to need it. I know how heavy your chest gets when you try to sleep, and your mind starts calculating worst-case scenarios. I know how your stomach tightens when you look at your bank account, when you think about bills, when you consider the cost of one more setback. I know the ache you carry for your family, what you have been praying for in your children, what you have been praying for in your marriage, what you have been praying for in a relationship that feels strained, distant, complicated, silent. I know the burden of responsibility you carry, the way you feel like everything depends on you, the way you fear that if you rest, something will fall apart. My child, that is why I am calling you by name, so you stop carrying what I never assigned you to carry alone. Because this word is not general to me, it is personal, it is precise, it is for you. I have not been guessing about your life. I have not been unsure about your future. I have not been waiting to see if you can impress me enough to move my hand. I am already at work, and I am already speaking to the places that have been silent, and I am also doing something deeper than changing circumstances. I am restoring your dignity. I am pulling you out of the lie that says you have to beg to be noticed. I am pulling you out of the lie that says you have to perform to be loved. I am pulling you out of the lie that says your story is too messy for my attention. You belong to me, and belonging is not something you earn at your best. It is something I secure for you even on your worst night. So hear me as I bring your burdens into the light, not to shame you, but to heal you. Some of you, your burden is in your mind, constant thoughts, constant pressure, constant replay, constant dread, constant what if, and you have been fighting battles that nobody can see. Some of you, your burden is in your body pain you've been managing, symptoms you've been minimizing, fatigue you've been normalizing, and you have wondered if you will ever feel whole again. Some of you, your burden is finances, provision, stability, employment, debt, unexpected expenses, and you have been trying to stretch what feels too small. Some of you, your burden is family relationships, reconciliation, protection, unity, the salvation of someone you love, the health of someone you care for, the weight of being the strong one. And some of you, your burden is your calling. You know I put something in you. You know you were made for more than survival, but you have been afraid to step, afraid to fail, afraid to be seen, afraid that you missed your moment. But you did not wake up at 3 a.m. to be swallowed by those burdens. You woke up because I am here, and I am calling you into peace. I am drawing you close, so you will remember that you are not doing this alone, that you are not navigating blindly, that you are not forgotten in the crowd. Let this settle into your spirit like oil. I know your name, I know your story, I know your struggle, I know your need, and I am not distant, I am present, I am not confused, I am intentional, I am not late, I am precise, I am not ignoring you, I am guiding you. So stay with me a little longer, my child. Do not rush back into fear. Do not let the darkness convince you that you are alone. Let this moment become holy, because I am about to meet you in the exact places you have been carrying quietly. Your mind, your body, your finances, your family, your calling, and you will learn that when I call you by name at 3 a.m., it is not to remind you of your problems. It is to remind you of your belonging. It is to remind you that you are remembered. It is to remind you that you are loved. It is to remind you that I am already making a way for you, even before you see it. Now, my child, because you know I am near, because you know you are remembered, I am not asking you to carry this night on your own shoulders anymore. I did not wake you so you could rehearse the same fears until your chest gets tight and your thoughts start running in circles. I woke you so you could release what you were never meant to carry, and so you could feel what peace feels like when you stop trying to be your own savior. So give me what you keep rehearsing. Give me the conversation you keep replaying. Give me the sentence you wish you could take back. Give me the moment you wish you could redo. Give me the what if that keeps tapping you on the shoulder when the room goes quiet. Give me what you cannot control. Give me what you have been trying to manage with worry. Give me what you have been trying to solve with midnight strength. Give me what you have been trying to hold together with trembling hands. Lay it down, every worry about tomorrow, every regret about yesterday, every pressure to perform, every fear of lack, every fear of being left, every fear of failing, every fear of not being enough, every fear that you will lose what you love, every fear that you will never become what I spoke over you. Lay down the weight of having to prove yourself. Lay down the weight of trying to predict the next problem so you can protect yourself from pain. Lay down the weight of carrying other people's emotions, other people's expectations, other people's moods, other people's choices, as if your peace must pay for what they refuse to heal. Because I see how you have been living on alert. I see how your mind has been scanning for danger, even in moments that were meant to be safe. I see how you have been bracing for disappointment, bracing for loss, bracing for the next hard phone call, the next bill, the next conflict, the next delay. And you have called it being responsible, but I am telling you the truth. Some of what you have been calling responsibility has been fear in a respectable outfit, and it has been draining you. It has been stealing your sleep, stealing your joy, stealing your ability to rest in my care. Come closer and listen. You do not have to keep paying interest on a debt I already came to cancel. You do not have to keep punishing yourself for what you did not know then. You do not have to keep living as though one mistake can erase my mercy. You do not have to keep negotiating with anxiety like it is wisdom. Anxiety is not your counselor. Fear is not your guide. Worry is not your protector. Those voices are loud, but they are not Lord. I do not lead you into confusion. I lead you into peace. I do not lead you into torment. I lead you into trust. I do not lead you into panic. I lead you beside still waters. I do not speak to you with shame. I speak to you with love and truth. And when you feel the spiral rising, when your heart starts racing, when your thoughts start stacking, when your mind starts forecasting disaster, I need you to remember this. I am not in the spiral. I am in the stillness. I am in the breath. I am in the quiet place where you stop striving long enough to let me hold you. So, right here, surrender it. Not tomorrow, not when you feel stronger, not when you have more answers. Surrender it now. Release the need to control the timing. Release the need to control the outcome. Release the need to control how everyone perceives you. Release the need to control what might happen if you finally rest. Release the lie that says peace is only allowed after everything is fixed. Peace begins when you release what you were never meant to carry. And I know there are burdens you have carried so long you forgot what it feels like to be light. You have carried the burden of being the strong one. You have carried the burden of holding the family together. You have carried the burden of making sure everybody is okay while nobody asks if you are okay. You have carried the burden of trying to keep a relationship alive by yourself, trying to keep a dream alive by yourself, trying to keep your own heart from breaking by controlling everything around it. But my child, you cannot heal by tightening your grip. You heal by placing it in my hands. So place it there. Place your worries in my hands. Place your fear in my hands. Place the money pressure in my hands. Place the uncertainty in my hands. Place the diagnosis questions in my hands. Place the loneliness in my hands. Place the disappointment in my hands. Place the anger you have tried to hide in my hands. Place the grief you keep swallowing in my hands. Place the plans you outgrew in my hands. Place the future you cannot see in my hands. And as you release it, let your body learn what your spirit already knows. You are safe with me. Feel your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. Let your breathing slow. Let the room be quiet without becoming threatening. The darkness is not your enemy when I am with you. The night is not a curse when my peace is present. This is not the hour where fear wins. This is the hour where you surrender and I strengthen you. This is the hour where you stop partnering with panic and you start partnering with my promise. And now, because you have released it, do not pick it back up with your mouth. Do not lay it down with your hands and then carry it again with your words. Tonight, your mouth will not partner with fear. Tonight, your tongue will not rehearse defeat. Tonight, you will not prophesy your own heartbreak. Tonight, you will not agree with the lie that says you are stuck, forgotten, delayed, and doomed. No, my child, now you will speak life. Now you will speak peace. Now you will speak what I am saying over you, not what the night is trying to whisper to you. So get ready, because after surrender comes alignment. After release comes declaration. After you lay the weight down, you will open your mouth and you will agree with me, because I am already making a way for you, and peace is the proof that I am holding what you could not hold. Now, my child, say this with me, because there is a power I have placed in agreement, and there is an alignment that happens when your mouth stops echoing the night and starts echoing my promise. You have released the weight, yes, but now you will release the word. You will not wait until you see the door open to believe I am moving. You will speak while it is still dark. You will declare while the path is still forming. You will agree with me before the evidence arrives, because faith does not follow sight, it leads it. So breathe and let your spirit come into order. Let your thoughts come into submission. Let your emotions settle into truth. And now, with gentleness and with authority, say this with me. I will not panic. I will trust. I will not spiral. I will be still. I will not rehearse worst-case scenarios. I will remember what God has already carried me through. I will not partner with fear. I will partner with peace. I will not be ruled by the clock. I will be led by the Spirit. I will not chase answers in anxiety. I will receive clarity in stillness. Say it again and let it land deeper. God is already making a way for me. Even if I cannot see the road yet, the road is being built. Even if I cannot see the bridge yet, the bridge is being formed. Even if I cannot see the door yet, the door is already unlocking. I am not forgotten in the process. I am not overlooked in the delay. Heaven has been working beneath the surface of my life. What God promised me is not canceled. What God spoke over me is not expired. A promise delayed is not a promise denied. Now declare this, because your heart has needed this certainty. My breakthrough is still coming, not because I am strong enough to force it, but because I am held by a faithful God who cannot lie. My breakthrough is still coming into my mind, into my emotions, into my home, into my finances, into my calling. I will not measure my future by this moment of night. I will not let one sleepless hour rewrite what God has written. I will not call it dead when God calls it developing. I will not call it over when God calls it unfolding. And now, speak over provision, because some of you have been carrying pressure in your chest every time you think about money, bills, work, and what you cannot control. Say this with me: my God will supply what I need. Provision will not miss my address. Lack will not be my legacy. I will have wisdom for what to do, discipline for what to steward, and favor for what I cannot manufacture. Doors will open that I did not have to beg for. Opportunities will find me that I did not have to chase in desperation. I will not be ashamed of need. I will be confident in God's care. I will not fear tomorrow's expenses. I will trust the one who is already in my tomorrow. Now speak over healing, because I have not ignored your body and I have not dismissed your pain. Say this with me: healing is working in me even now. My body will not be a prison of fear. My mind will not be a battlefield without God's presence. Strength is returning. Peace is settling. Sleep will come without torment. I will not be defined by symptoms. I will not be ruled by reports. I will listen. I will take wise steps, and I will trust the God who formed me. What is inflamed will calm. What is weak will strengthen. What is anxious will be quieted. I receive restoration in the places I have silently endured. Now, declare reconciliation where I am restoring, and peace where I am not. Say this with me: God is healing what is meant to be healed. God is restoring what is meant to be restored. Soft hearts are forming where hardness has lived. Right words will come at the right time. Pride will not have the final say. Misunderstanding will not be the permanent language of my relationships. And where a door must stay closed, I will not call it rejection, I will call it protection. I will not chase what God has released. I will not beg for access to rooms that steal my peace. I am being led into what is safe, what is clean, what is aligned. Now speak for guidance, because you have asked me, what do I do next? And you have feared making the wrong move. Say this with me: God is guiding me. I will hear clearly. Now, I will not be confused. I will not be rushed. I will not be manipulated by urgency. I will be led step by step. The next instruction will come with peace. The next decision will not be made in panic. I receive wisdom for the next step, and I trust God for the steps I cannot see yet. He is making my path straight. He is ordering my steps. He is closing what would harm me and opening what will bless me. Now declare protection, because the night has tried to make you feel exposed, but you are covered. Say this with me: I am protected. My home is protected. My family is protected. My mind is protected. My sleep is protected. No weapon formed against me will prosper. Fear will not camp in my atmosphere. Anxiety will not rule my house. I will rest under the shadow of the Almighty. God is my refuge. God is my shield. God is going before me and standing behind me. Even while I sleep, He watches. Even while I wait, He works. And now speak for clarity and courage, because some of you have been timid, second-guessing, shrinking back, and calling it humility when it has really been fear. Say this with me: I receive courage. I receive clarity. I receive a sound mind. I will do what God tells me to do. I will not hide from my assignment. I will not be intimidated by delays. I will not be discouraged by how it looks right now. I will show up, I will obey, I will be consistent, I will be faithful in the small, and God will breathe on what I place in His hands. My child, declarations are not noise. Declarations are alignment. When you speak my word over your life, you are training your heart to stay in agreement with heaven, even when the earth is still catching up. You are cutting off the spiral before it becomes a storm. You are reminding your soul who is in control. And this is why I called you into this 3 a.m. moment, not just so you could feel better, but so you could come into agreement with what I am already doing in the unseen. So let this be your simple witness in the night, and let it strengthen someone else who is waking up afraid and searching for hope. Type in the comments, "Peace found me at 3 a.m." And as you say it, as you write it, as you breathe it, know this. My child, the door that is opening does not need your panic to move. It needs your faith to rest. What was delayed will be delivered in the right timing. What was forming in secret will soon be seen in the light, and you will look back and realize I was making a way for you long before you ever saw the road. My child, you have spoken what is true, and I have heard your agreement in the dark, and now I need you to understand something with a deeper certainty than your emotions can measure. What you are feeling tonight is not regression. It is transition. It is not the sign that you are losing ground. It is the early signal that something is moving. The tremble in your chest, the sensitivity in your spirit, the awareness that kept you from sleeping. This is not random noise. This is the stirring that happens when I am shifting what has been stuck, when I am loosening what has been tight, when I am preparing you to step into a morning you have not seen yet. You thought waking up meant something was wrong, but I tell you, waking up can also mean something is forming. Better days are ahead, and I want you to receive that without arguing with me. Better days are ahead, not because the night has been kind, but because I am faithful. Better days are ahead, because the season you are in is not your permanent address. This night is not where your story ends. This heaviness is not the last chapter. This delay is not the final decision. I have not brought you this far to abandon you in the middle. I have not sustained you through storms just to let you drown at the shoreline. I have not taught you how to stand just to leave you standing alone. No, my child, there is a dawn appointed for you, and the dawn will match the word. I specialize in turning midnight into morning. I specialize in bringing light into places where you felt stuck, where you felt trapped, where you felt like there was no way forward. I know how to touch what seems immovable. I know how to open what seems sealed. I know how to revive what you assumed was too far gone. You have been staring at the same wall, the same problem, the same silence, the same waiting, and you have wondered if this is just how it will be. But hear me. Walls are not permanent when I am involved. Silence is not evidence of absence. It is often the space where I am building something strong enough to hold the weight of what you asked me for. And I want you to see it like this. Dawn does not announce itself with noise. It comes quietly. It comes gradually. It comes in small changes. You can barely detect at first. The darkness still looks like darkness, yet the light is already on its way. That is what is happening in you and around you right now. You cannot yet point to the full answer, but you can sense the shift. You cannot yet see the entire road, but you can feel that your spirit is no longer agreeing with despair the way it used to. You cannot yet hold the promise in your hands, but you are beginning to breathe again, and that breath is a prophecy. That is the first sign of morning. You are still here, and you are still reaching for me, and you are still capable of hope. So I am telling you with gentle authority, do not interpret the remaining darkness as defeat. Do not mistake the final stretch of night as a sign that my word failed. Often the mind becomes loudest right before the breakthrough, because fear knows it is losing its grip. Often the enemy tries to intensify the questions right before the answer arrives, because he wants you to leave the room before the door opens. But you will not leave early. You will not walk away mid-miracle. You will not let one more hour of pressure make you forget what I have already promised. Stay with me, because the dawn is closer than your anxiety is admitting. And yes, my child, I am speaking restoration over you. Restoration that is not just a concept, but a reality that will touch the places you thought were permanently affected. I will restore time you felt was wasted. I will restore opportunities you thought you missed. I will restore confidence that was shaken by disappointment. I will restore joy that felt distant and unfamiliar. I will restore the ability to dream without immediately bracing for loss. I will heal the memories that keep visiting you like unpaid bills. Those moments you replay, those words that bruised you, those scenes that still make your stomach tighten. I will heal what you have survived but never processed. I will heal what you buried just to function. I will heal what you learned to laugh about in public but cried about in private. And I will also touch relationships with my wisdom, because restoration is not always returning you to what was. It is aligning you with what is right. For some of you, I will soften hearts and rebuild trust where I have ordained reconciliation. For some of you, I will give you peace about what I removed, so you stop mourning what was actually mercy. For some of you, I will restore your discernment, so you no longer confuse intensity for love or familiarity for safety. I will restore your standards. I will restore your boundaries. I will restore your voice. And as I restore these things, you will look back and realize that what you called delay was me protecting your destiny until your spirit could carry it without breaking. Because I am not only bringing you out, I am bringing you through. I am not only opening a door, I am making you ready to walk through it with humility, with wisdom, with steadiness, with peace. I am not only giving you a blessing, I am healing the place in you that feared it would never come. And this is why what you are feeling tonight matters. This is why the stirring matters. This is why the sensitivity matters. You are sensing the first light. You are sensing the shift before it becomes visible. You are sensing the dawn forming while the sky still looks dark. So now, my child, do not let your mind run ahead and try to control how I will do it. Do not demand the exact timeline as proof that I am present. Let my peace be enough to hold you for this moment. Let my word settle like a blanket over your thoughts. The dawn will match the word. The morning will honor what I have spoken. The outcome will not embarrass your faith, and you will not have to force what I am already forming. And because I have brought you to this place of stillness, because you have released the weight and spoken in agreement, now let me pray over your specific situation. Listen and receive, because I am about to speak peace over your mind, direction over your steps, and certainty over what has been uncertain. Stay close, my child. Do not drift back into fear. Let your heart be open, and let your spirit be quiet enough to receive what I am about to pour over you. Now, my child, breathe with me, because I am not speaking to you from far away. I am here in this room with you, in this quiet hour, in the place where your thoughts have been loud and your heart has been tired, and I am about to lay my peace upon you, not as a suggestion, not as a fragile feeling, but as a covering. Tonight, I give you peace. Your mind will not be a battlefield without my presence. You will not fight alone in the dark. You will not wrestle with anxious thoughts as though you have no shepherd. I am here, and I am bringing your inner world into order. So in my name, I silence what has been spiraling. I quiet the noise that has been stacking itself in your mind, one fear on top of another fear, one memory on top of another memory, one imagined outcome on top of another imagined outcome. I break the loop that keeps replaying the same conversation, the same mistake, the same regret, the same what if, the same accusation that tries to sound like truth. I do not accuse you. I restore you. I do not torment you. I teach you to rest. I do not shame you. I cover you. And right now, I take authority over every intrusive thought that has been pressing on you, every heaviness that has been sitting on your chest, every rush of panic that has been trying to rise like a wave, and I command it to come down under my peace. My word says that I will keep you in perfect peace when your mind is stayed on me. And I am drawing your mind back to me now, not by force, but by love, not by striving, but by surrender. Let the peace that surpasses understanding guard your heart and your mind. Let it stand at the door of your thoughts like a watchman. Let it filter what enters. Let it stop what is not from me. Let it hold you steady when your emotions try to run. I am not asking you to solve everything at 3 a.m. I am asking you to be held. I am asking you to be still. I am asking you to let my peace interrupt the spiral and become the new atmosphere of this night. And I speak release over you. My child, release from tormenting dreams. Release from restless sleep. Release from night fear that makes the dark feel threatening. I rebuke the assignments that have been sent to drain you through the night, to exhaust you before the day even starts, to make you wake up already carrying pressure. I cancel the terror that tries to visit you in sleep. I cancel the imagery that leaves you unsettled. I cancel the heaviness that follows you from the night into the morning. Your sleep will not be a place of torment, it will be a place of restoration. Your bed will not be an altar for anxiety, it will be a place where I renew you. Even your unconscious mind will come under my covering, and you will not be punished in the night for what you have already brought to me. I heal the places your mind keeps touching without permission, the intrusive memories, the sudden flashbacks, the scenes you wish you could erase, the words that still sting when everything gets quiet. I lift off the self-accusation, the inner critic that keeps pointing at your past as though it has authority over your future. I remind you now, you are not who you were. You are not the worst thing that happened to you. You are not the mistake you keep rehearsing. You are not the sentence someone spoke over you in anger. You are mine, and I am not done with you. So I close the mouth of condemnation. I cut off the voice that says, you should have known better, you will never change, this will never get better, you are too far gone. That is not my voice. My voice restores, my voice leads, my voice calms, my voice strengthens, my voice brings you home to peace. And now I speak protection over your home, over your doors, your windows, your rooms, your family, your atmosphere. I place my covering over this house, over this bed, over this night. Let no fear camp here. Let no oppression linger here. Let no confusion have permission here. I fill this space with my presence until the air feels different, until your body feels safe, until your spirit can exhale without bracing for the next threat. I stand watch over you. I stand between you and what you cannot see. I guard what concerns you. I guard what you love. I guard what you are carrying. You are not exposed. You are not alone. You are covered. And for what you have been carrying into tomorrow, the decisions, the conversations, the responsibilities, the unknowns, I give you clarity without panic and wisdom without pressure. You do not have to stay awake trying to control outcomes that belong in my hands. You do not have to rehearse every possible scenario to feel prepared. I will meet you in the morning with the instruction you need. I will order your steps with peace. I will give you discernment for what to answer and what to ignore, what to pursue and what to release, what to confront and what to entrust to me. I will not let you be led by dread. I will not let you be rushed by urgency. I will give you a calm mind and a steady heart, and you will know what to do when it is time to do it. So now, my child, let your breathing slow. Let your shoulders drop again. Let your forehead soften. Let your hands unclench. You are not on trial tonight. You are not being measured tonight. You are not being punished tonight. This is a holy interruption, and peace is your portion. I am placing rest on you like a blanket. I am quieting the inner noise. I am giving your nervous system permission to stand down. I am teaching your body that it does not have to live on alert. I am teaching your mind that it does not have to be the manager of everything. I am teaching your heart that it can trust me even when it does not have all the answers. And as you close your eyes again, if a thought tries to rise, do not chase it, release it. If a fear tries to speak, do not negotiate, hand it to me. If a memory tries to accuse, do not rehearse, let me heal it. You belong to me, and I will keep you. I am with you. You are safe. You can rest. I am with you. You are safe. You can rest. I am with you. You are safe. You can rest. And now, my child, while your breathing is slow and your spirit is quiet, I am not only giving you rest, I am also speaking to what has been pressuring you in silence, to what has been sitting in the back of your mind even when you try to worship, to what flashes across your thoughts when you look at numbers, when you check your account, when you remember what is due, when you realize how much you have been carrying. You have tried to be strong about it. You have tried to be responsible. You have tried to calculate your way into peace. But tonight I pull you out of striving, because I am the one who provides, and I am the one who opens doors, and your need will not outrun my supply. So, bring me the rent, bring me the mortgage, bring me the utilities and the bills stacked like a loud voice on your kitchen table, on your phone screen, in your email. Bring me the debt that has been looming like a shadow, the interest that keeps multiplying, the payments you have tried to keep up with, the pressure you feel when you think, what if I cannot catch up? Bring me the cost of groceries, the cost of life, the cost of caring for others when you barely feel like you have enough for yourself. Bring me the burden you have been ashamed to admit, the fear you have been trying to hide behind a smile, the anxiety you feel when you think about the month ahead. Do not hold it back from me as though it disqualifies you. Do not apologize for needing help. I already know, and I have not turned my face away. I speak provision into your house. I speak steady income where things have been unstable. I speak consistent work where doors have been unpredictable. I speak relief where you have felt trapped. I speak unexpected help, help that arrives without humiliation, help that arrives without chaos, help that arrives in the right timing and in the right way. I know how to send what you could not earn in time. I know how to move on, hearts you cannot reach. I know how to create solutions you could not have planned. I know how to stretch what is in your hands, and I know how to increase what is under your stewardship. You are not going to be abandoned in this. You are not going to be left to figure it out alone at 3 a.m. I am your father, and I am not fragile, and my care for you is not fragile. And I give you wisdom, my child, because provision is not only about what comes in, it is also about what I teach you to do with what you receive. I give you clarity to budget without panic. I give you discipline without shame. I give you restraint where impulsive comfort has tried to soothe your stress. I give you strategy where confusion has drained you. I show you what to cut, what to keep, what to postpone, what to renegotiate, what to pay first, what to ask for, what to release. I give you favor with the right advisors, the right information, the right timing, and the right steps, so you are not reacting, you are being led. And I break the cycle of financial fear that has been passed down, the mindset that says you will always be behind, the mindset that says you will always be one crisis away from collapse. That is not your portion. I am teaching you a new language: peace, stewardship, increase, stability. And now I speak to doors, because I am not only providing through what you already know, I am bringing opportunities you could not have forced. I am the one who opens doors no man can shut, and I am the one who shuts doors no man can open. And I have not forgotten the applications, the emails, the calls, the interviews, the approvals you have been waiting on. Some of you have been checking your phone like it is a lifeline, refreshing pages, watching inboxes, hoping for one message that changes everything. You have wondered if you were overlooked, if you were passed by, if your effort was wasted. But I tell you, my child, I am arranging what you cannot arrange, and I am aligning what has been delayed, and I am moving what has felt stuck. So, I speak favor over interviews, favor that rests on your words, favor that gives you calm, favor that makes you memorable for the right reasons. I speak favor over approvals, leases, loans, paperwork, visas, grants, scholarships, certifications, processes that have taken too long and felt too complicated. I speak favor over contracts and clients, right clients, honest clients, consistent clients, clients that do not drain your soul while they pay your bills. I speak favor over creative opportunities, ideas that become income, gifts that make room for you, skills that are recognized, doors that open not because you begged, but because I positioned you. I connect you with the right people, helpers with clean motives, mentors with wisdom, partners with integrity, decision makers with discernment, connections that are not distractions but assignments. I remove delays that were caused by confusion, and I dismantle resistance that was built on misunderstanding. I bring your name into rooms you have never entered, and I cause your work to speak before you arrive. And hear me clearly, because fear has tried to manipulate you into thinking that if you do not chase harder, you will lose everything. Fear has tried to hurry you, pressure you, and exhaust you until you call exhaustion faithfulness. But you will not be manipulated by fear. My provision is not fragile. My supply is not a thin stream that dries up when the economy shifts. My favor is not dependent on your panic. You do not have to beg for what I have already assigned. You do not have to perform to deserve what I have promised. You do not have to compromise your peace to secure your future. I can bless you without breaking you. I can increase you without crushing you. I can open the right door without you kicking down the wrong one. So I say it again, and let this settle deeper than the anxiety ever did. Your need will not outrun my supply. I will provide on time. I will provide in order. I will provide with wisdom. I will provide with peace. I am not only sending resources, I am sending relief. I am not only sending money, I am sending stability. I am not only opening doors, I am guiding you through them, so you do not step into what looks like provision, but steals your life. Not every open path leads to peace, and I will not bless you with something that poisons you. What I open will be aligned. What I release will be clean. What I provide will be covered. And now, my child. Agree with me right here in the quiet. What was stuck is moving. What was delayed is aligning. The phone call you feared would never come. Watch how I time it. The answer you assumed was no. Watch how I turn it into now. The door that looked sealed, watch how I unlock it with a key you did not have. The pressure that has been sitting on your chest, watch how it lifts as I make a way. I am already going before you. I am already working beneath the surface. I am already arranging help, arranging timing, arranging opportunity, arranging increase. And you will not have to beg for what I have decided. So rest, and let my peace remain on you as my provision comes to you. Let your hands unclench from the future. Let your thoughts come out of survival mode. Let your heart stop rehearsing disaster. I am the God who provides, and I do not miss. I will give you what you need, and I will show you the next step, and I will open the right door at the right time. Stay close, my child. Stay soft. Stay expecting. And even now, as the night holds you, know that heaven is already moving on your behalf. And now, my child, because I do not only care about what you need around you, I care about what you are carrying within you. I am placing my hand on the places you have learned to live with, the places you have silently tolerated, the places you told yourself you would deal with later when life got easier. But I did not wake you at this hour to leave you managing pain in the dark. I woke you because I am near, and where I am, healing begins. So receive this gently, and receive it fully. I restore wholeness. Your healing is not a maybe, it is a work already begun. If you can, place your hand on your heart as a point of agreement, not because my power is limited without it, but because your faith needs a place to rest, and your body needs permission to stop bracing. Let this be a holy moment of surrender, where you stop trying to endure and you begin to receive. I am not asking you to explain every symptom. I am not asking you to justify why you're tired. I am not asking you to pretend you are okay. I am asking you to come close and let me touch you. So, in my name, I speak healing over your body. I speak to pain that has become familiar, pain that flares up without warning, pain that has followed you from season to season like a shadow. I speak to chronic conditions, to inflammation, to weakness, to dizziness, to migraines, to digestive trouble, to hormonal imbalance, to nerve pain, to chest tightness, to shortness of breath, to the discomfort that makes you restless at night. I speak to fatigue that sleep has not fixed, to exhaustion that feels deeper than your schedule can explain, to the heaviness in your limbs, to the tension held in your jaw, your neck, your shoulders, your back. I restore strength. I restore balance. I restore healthy function. I bring order where things have been inconsistent. I bring relief where you have been enduring. I bring renewal where you have been running on empty. Your body is not cursed. It will not be a prison of fear. I designed you with purpose, and I know how to repair what has been strained, worn down, or attacked. And I speak to the symptoms of anxiety that have tried to masquerade as danger, racing heart, trembling hands, shallow breathing, stomach knots, sudden heat, sudden panic. The feeling like something bad is about to happen, even when you cannot name what it is. I quiet your nervous system. I calm the alarms that have been misfiring. I teach your body safety again. I teach your mind rest again. I break the agreement with constant alert. You will not live as though peace is always about to be taken from you. I am stabilizing you. I am recentering you. I am giving you the ability to breathe without fighting for it. And now, my child, I move deeper into the places no one clapped for you while you were surviving, the places you smiled through, the places you carried quietly so you would not be a burden, the places you covered with productivity and silence. I heal your heart. I heal the grief you have been postponing. I heal the disappointment that hardened you. I heal the betrayal that made you question your own discernment. I heal the abandonment that made you feel replaceable. I heal the moments you replay and wish you could rewrite. I cleanse the shame that has been sitting on your chest like a weight, whispering that you should have been stronger, smarter, faster, less trusting, less emotional, less hopeful. No, my child, shame is not your teacher, and heaviness is not your identity. I lift it off. I wash it away. I separate you from what happened to you. I separate you from what was done to you. I separate you from what was said over you. You are not what they accused. You are not what you lost. You are not what you failed at. You are mine, and I call you clean. I call you loved. I call you chosen. I call you held. I heal the bruises that are invisible to everyone else, the subtle wounds from being overlooked, from being used, from being the one who always showed up and rarely felt truly seen. I heal the ache of waiting for an apology that never came. I heal the sting of being misunderstood. I heal the weariness of carrying responsibility that should have been shared. And I restore softness to you without making you unsafe. I restore tenderness without making you vulnerable to manipulation. I restore your ability to trust without losing your wisdom. Because I am not only healing you, I am rebuilding you with discernment, with steadiness, with peace. And I touch your memory, my child. I touch the places where the past returns at night, where one picture, one phrase, one sound, one date, one scent can pull you back into a moment you thought you had escaped. I heal trauma that your body remembers even when your mouth stays silent. I heal the flashbacks, the inner movies, the sudden waves of sadness that come out of nowhere. I heal the part of you that keeps scanning for danger because once you were not protected. I was there, even then. And I am here now, and I am redeeming what the enemy tried to use as a lifelong wound. Those memories will not own you. They will not define your future. They will not steal your sleep. I am teaching your mind a new pathway, peace instead of panic, trust instead of dread, hope instead of harm. And I restore your joy, not as a performance, not as forced happiness, but as a holy return to yourself. I restore laughter that felt distant. I restore lightness where everything felt heavy. I restore desire where you felt numb. I restore passion where you felt drained. I restore identity where you forgot who you were because you were busy surviving. I make you whole again. I restore what was lost. Lost confidence, lost time, lost innocence, lost ease, lost expectation. I give you beauty for ashes in places you thought would always smell like smoke. I give you strength where you felt brittle. I give you hope where you stopped letting yourself want anything because disappointment hurt too much. So receive this now, my child. Healing is already moving through you. It may begin like a quiet loosening. It may begin like a sudden exhale. It may begin like warmth where there was tension, or tears where there was numbness, or peace where there was pressure. Do not despise the small beginnings. Do not argue with the first signs of relief. This is not imagination. This is restoration. I am faithful to finish what I start, and the same hand that has provided for you and opened doors for you and kept you through the night is the hand that is healing you now. I declare over you, you will not be permanently marked by what you went through. You will not be forever defined by the injury, the heartbreak, the stress, the sickness, the betrayal, the long season of holding on. I am writing a new chapter in your body, in your heart, and in your mind. I am already making a way, and I am already making you well. Now rest in this, and let your soul stop fighting for proof. Let peace be the evidence. Let my presence be the confirmation. Your healing is not a maybe. It has already begun. And now, my child, because I do not heal you and then leave you uncovered, because I do not restore you and then send you back into the same fear without a shield, I am placing protection around you, real protection, not imagined, not fragile, not dependent on how brave you feel. You are covered. Tomorrow is already under my supervision. So let your spirit unclench around what might happen, because I am already standing in the place you have been worrying about. I am already present in the hours you have been trying to control. I am already watching what you cannot watch, guarding what you cannot guard, keeping what you cannot keep by your own strength. In my name I speak covering over your home, over every door, every window, every room, every hallway, every place your feet touch, every place your head rests. I seal this atmosphere with my peace. I rebuke fear that tries to loiter in the corners of your mind and call itself wisdom. I rebuke heaviness that tries to sit on your chest and make you believe you are unsafe when I have already surrounded you. I break the assignments that come at night, those quiet, creeping thoughts, those sudden alarms in your body, those shadows of dread that rise when the world is silent. They will not have authority here. Confusion will not rule here. Oppression will not linger here. This house, this room, this bed, this moment belongs to me, and where I dwell, torment cannot remain. And I place my hand over your family, my child over the ones under your roof and the ones you love from a distance. I cover your children, your spouse, your parents, your siblings, your loved ones, your closest friends, the names you whisper when nobody hears. I cover them from accidents, from unexpected harm, from the things you fear you cannot prevent. I assign my angels to stand guard, to guide, to block what would have slipped through, to redirect what would have collided, to warn where warning is needed, and to steady where weakness has been present. I protect their bodies, their minds, their emotions, their decisions, their paths. I cover what concerns you, and I ask you to stop carrying the weight of being everyone's savior. You are not their protector, I am. You are not their keeper, I am, and I am faithful. And I speak protection over your identity, because some of the attacks you have felt were not only about your circumstances, they were about who you are. The enemy has tried to label you by what you went through, to name you by what you lost, to define you by what you struggled with, to shrink you until your calling feels like a story that happened to someone else. But I break that lie. I silence that voice. I cancel the words that were spoken over you in anger, in jealousy, in misunderstanding, in cruelty, in ignorance. You are not what they called you. You are not your lowest moment. You are not your worst day. You are mine, and I have marked you with purpose. So I cover your mind from accusation, your heart from condemnation, your spirit from the weariness that tries to make you give up quietly. I guard your confidence. I guard your faith. I guard your joy. I guard your name. And now, my child, I cover your calling, because what I have placed on your life will not be stolen in your sleep. What I have written over you will not be erased by delay. What I have promised will not be canceled by resistance. I protect the work I am forming in you, your gifts, your anointing, your assignment, your future, your purpose. I protect you from distractions that look like opportunities but drain your oil. I protect you from connections that feel flattering but are built to pull you off course. I protect you from doors that open too early, from rooms you begged for that would have bruised you, from shortcuts that would have cost you your peace. Not every open path leads to peace, and I love you too much to let you confuse access with alignment. I will guide you, and I will keep you. So receive my guidance now, because protection is not only about what I stop, it is also about where I lead. I give you discernment for timing, because some of your frustration has come from trying to move in a season that is meant for waiting, and some of your fear has come from waiting in a season that is meant for movement. But I am not the author of confusion. I will make the next step plain. I will show you what to pursue and what to pause, what to answer and what to ignore, what to confront and what to release. I will teach you the strength of a holy no. I will teach you the courage to obey, even when obedience feels unfamiliar. I will teach you patience that is not passive, waiting that is not doubt, stillness that is not defeat. Because delay is not denial, and the pause has been protecting you while I prepare the way. And I speak courage into you for tomorrow, not loud courage, not performative confidence, but steady courage that does not shake when pressure rises. When you face that conversation, I will be there. When you walk into that room, I will go before you. When you send that email, when you make that decision, when you step into that responsibility, you will not be abandoned to your own strength. I will give you the words at the right time. I will remind you of what is true when emotion tries to rewrite the story. I will keep you from impulsive choices that are born from fear. I will hold you back when rushing would harm you, and I will propel you forward when hesitation would cost you. You will not miss what is for you. You will not arrive too late to what I have ordained. I am the one who orders your steps, and I do not stutter. I speak also protection over your body as you move through the day, over your traveling, your commuting, your errands, your work, your routine. I cover you from mishaps, from near misses, from the unseen dangers you cannot anticipate. I sharpen your awareness without anxiety. I give you wisdom without panic. I give you attentiveness without dread. I keep you in right place, right time, right alignment. I redirect what needs redirecting. I close what needs closing. I open what needs opening. And even the detours will not be wasted, because I am sovereign over the route, and I know how to lead you through what you thought would delay you and make it protect you instead. And now hear me clearly, and let it settle deeper than any fear has ever settled. I am already going before you. I am already making a way for you. I am already in your tomorrow. I am already in the details. I am already in the timing. I am already in the conversations. I am already in the provision. I am already in the protection. I am already working beneath the surface, already arranging what you cannot arrange, already moving what you cannot move, already softening what has been hard, already aligning what has been scattered. You do not have to stay awake trying to be your own covering. You do not have to stay anxious trying to be your own guide. You belong to me. So now we seal this night with trust, and we seal this prayer with gratitude. Even now, we thank you for what you're arranging. Even now, we thank you for what you're blocking. Even now, we thank you for what you're opening. Even now, we thank you for the protection we cannot see but will one day recognize as mercy. Even now, we thank you for the wisdom that will meet us at the right moment. Even now, we thank you for the peace that guards our hearts and minds. And my child, as you lay back down, let this be your confession, soft and steady. I am covered. I am guided. I am not alone. My home is under His hand. My calling is under His care. My tomorrow is under His supervision. And I will rest, because the one who keeps me does not sleep. Now, my child, rest. Not as an escape, not as avoidance, but as obedience to the peace I have placed upon you. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw loosen. Let your hands unclench from the future. You do not have to keep watch over outcomes, as though worry is what makes them happen. You do not have to rehearse every conversation, every decision, every possible problem, every what if that tries to keep you hostage in the dark. I did not wake you to torment you. I woke you to meet you. And now that I have met you, you are allowed to sleep. This night is not wasted. This hour is not a punishment. This moment is not proof that something is wrong with you. It is an invitation into peace, because I am already making a way for you, even before you see it. You have been measuring progress by what you can touch and prove, but tonight I have given you a different kind of evidence, my presence. Let my peace be your proof that I am already working. Let the calm settling over you be the confirmation that heaven has not been silent, only hidden. Let the stillness in this room be the sign that I am nearer than your fear. Remember what happened here, even if it felt simple. I woke you, and you came close. I interrupted the spiral, and you chose stillness. You poured out your heart, and I heard you not as a distant voice in the ceiling, but as your Father who is attentive to every whisper, every tear, every word you could not say in daylight. I reframed what has been confusing you, and I reminded you that delay is not denial, that waiting is not abandonment, that the pause has been protection while I prepared what you could not build with your own hands. You spoke before you saw, and your declarations aligned you with what I am already doing in the unseen. You prayed, and I answered you first with peace, because peace is how I steady you before I shift you. So now, do not undo in your mind what I have settled in your spirit. Do not pick the burden back up just because it is familiar. Do not scroll for relief when I have already given you rest. Do not punish yourself with overthinking as though exhaustion is the price of love. I am not asking you to figure it out tonight. I am asking you to trust me tonight. Let the need to control loosen its grip. Let the pressure to predict tomorrow quiet down. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not forgotten. You are not stuck in a story I cannot change. I am the one who orders your steps, and I do not miss. And I bless you now, gently, thoroughly, personally. I bless this room with peace. I bless the air around you with calm. I bless your body with release. Release in your muscles. Release in your breathing. Release in your nervous system. Release in your heartbeat. Release in the places that have been bracing for impact. I bless your mind with quiet, where thoughts have been loud. I bless your heart with hope, where disappointment tried to take root. I bless you with courage for the morning. Not the kind that shouts, but the kind that stands steady, clear, unshaken, anchored. I bless your sleep to be deep, not fragile. I bless your rest to be healing, not interrupted by dread. I bless you with dreams that do not stir fear, and with waking that does not carry heaviness. And as you lay back down, I want you to expect small signs, not because you must chase them, but because I will be faithful to confirm what I have spoken. You will notice strength returning where you felt weak. You will notice clarity increasing where you felt fog. You will notice your appetite for peace growing and your appetite for chaos shrinking. You will notice the weight lifting in moments you used to tense up. You will notice your reactions changing, your patience stretching, your discernment sharpening. You will notice doors shifting, sometimes quietly, sometimes suddenly, conversations aligning. timing rearranging, resistance breaking, help appearing, solutions forming, steps becoming obvious. Do not despise the small beginnings. A seed does not announce itself when it starts to grow, but it is growing all the same. And if there is anything in you that fears morning, fears the unanswered question, fears the responsibility, fears the waiting, continuing, hear me, and let this settle deeper than the fear ever settled. I will be with you there, the same way I am with you here. I am already in your tomorrow. I am already ahead of the phone call, ahead of the meeting, ahead of the decision, ahead of the traffic, ahead of the unknown. I am already making a way. I am already guarding you from what you cannot see. I am already aligning what you cannot force. I am already softening what has been hard. I am already opening what is meant for you and closing what would have stolen your peace. You will not have to earn my faithfulness with sleeplessness. You will not have to prove your seriousness by staying anxious. My love does not demand your exhaustion. So let this be your turning point, my child. Let this be the night you stopped arguing with my care. Let this be the night you stopped calling delay disqualification and started calling it protection. Let this be the night you stopped rehearsing worst-case scenarios and started resting in my sovereignty. Let this be the night you learned that stillness is not the absence of movement. It is the doorway where I place peace inside you before I place answers around you. Let this be the night you realize that even when nothing looks different yet, everything can be changing beneath the surface. Now close your eyes without fear. Breathe without bracing. Lie down without needing to solve. I will hold what you cannot hold. I will carry what you were never meant to carry. I will finish what I started. And as you drift back into sleep, let your soul whisper it one more time, soft and sure. This night is not wasted. My peace is proof that he is already working. And you will rest, because the one who keeps you does not sleep. And now, my child, do not let this moment stay only between you and the night. What I have given you in the secret place is not meant to fade by morning. It is meant to become strength, steady strength, practice strength, consistent strength. So stay close. Remain connected. Subscribe, not as a routine, but as a kind of covering, so these prayers can meet you again when midnight tries to speak louder than my promise. Consistency will build a backbone in your spirit. Consistency will train your heart to reach for peace first. Consistency will remind you, before the spiral starts, that you are not alone, and you are not fighting in the dark without my presence. Let this be a place you return to, because I will be faithful to meet you again, and again, and again, until what I spoke in the unseen stands up in the seen. And I am asking you to think beyond yourself, because the comfort I place in you is also compassion I pour through you. There is someone you love who has been waking up anxious at night and pretending they're fine in the daytime. There is someone who has been scrolling for relief, looking for a voice that feels safe, looking for a reason to breathe again. Send this to them. Share it as ministry. Do not underestimate what one obedient share can do when a weary heart is sitting in a quiet room at 3 a.m., convinced that nobody sees, nobody hears, nobody cares. Let them know I am already making a way. Let them know the waking is not punishment, it is invitation. Let them know peace is available, even before answers appear. When you share, you are not just passing content, you are extending my hand into a moment they thought they had to survive alone. And now, I want you to plant a seed of faith with your words, because what you speak in agreement aligns your heart with what I am already doing. Comment it, write it plainly, even if you whisper it through tired eyes. God made a way for me. Yes, even if you are still waiting. Yes, even if you do not yet see the road. Speak it by faith, because faith is not denial of the night. Faith is agreement with the dawn that is forming. Let those words be your stance. Let them be your yes. Let them be your refusal to let fear have the final sentence. And when the door opens, when the provision comes, when the healing settles in, when the call is answered, when the burden lifts, when the timing turns, and you realize I was arranging more than you knew, come back and testify. Come back and tell what changed. Come back and give my name glory, not because I need it, but because someone else will read your words at 3 a.m. and realize they are not next in line for defeat, they are next in line for mercy. And as a quiet act of love, like the video, because that simple signal will help this word find the next weary heart. You may never meet them, you may never know their name, but I know them. I know the one sitting in their car because home doesn't feel peaceful. I know the one staring at the ceiling with a tight chest and a restless mind. I know the one trying not to wake their family while they fight panic in silence. I know the one grieving, the one drowning in bills, the one holding a diagnosis, the one carrying disappointment, the one ashamed of how tired they are. And I am able to guide this word to them, to place it in their path, to let peace interrupt them the way I interrupted you. So like it and let it travel. Let it become a lamp in someone else's dark hallway. Because listen to me, my child, your agreement is not small, and your testimony is not extra. Your amen strengthens someone else's hold on. Your story becomes another person's courage. Your comment becomes a handrail for a trembling faith. What I do in you will encourage someone else tonight. What I have carried you through will become proof that I carry others too. So do not hide what I have done. Do not minimize the mercy that met you. Do not keep silent about the peace I placed on you at this hour. You are part of a family. I am gathering quietly, globally, faithfully, hearts waking in the night, learning trust, learning stillness, learning that I am near. So, stay with me, and stay with each other. Subscribe so you are met in your midnight seasons. Share so someone else can breathe again. Comment, God made a way for me, and come back with your testimony when the way appears. Like it, so this 3 a.m. word finds the next weary heart. And as you settle back into rest, remember this: I am not only making a way for you, I am making you a witness of my faithfulness. I will do it. I will finish it. And you will testify, because the dawn will match the word.